Hi everyone. Sorry I'm late. But what's new? Something didn't go according to plan. Ha ha ha. Hey, look, my bangs today, guys, are not it. So this is what we're gonna get. It's a little scuffed, but you know, it is what it is. But I hope everyone's doing okay. Let me say hello to everyone. Kate, welcome in. Michelle, welcome in. Beth, welcome in. Alan, hello. It's so nice to see you guys. We are gonna kind of jump into it pretty quickly because we are late, like I said. But some updates is I have some new emotes, which are super fun. I updated all of my commands. That's what it's called. And I kind of forgot about some commands that I had, like, is that it? Is that how you spell it? Yeah. You can, like, get your constellation of the day. Totally forgot I had that. Crazy. Yeah. We're gonna hop on right into it. We are doing this chaos run with Ash and Beth, which I'm super excited for. We did start a chaos run way back when. I believe it's been like 2.5 years, which is crazy. But yeah, and we're gonna start all over. So we're gonna start from scratch, from character creation, from everything. So super excited, yay! And I did get my nails redid, so woo, cutie nails. Woo-hoo. Anyways, yeah, that's what I have to say about that. And please let me know if the game drops, because, like, I feel like it's going to. I don't know why, like, when I started OBS, it, like, OBS dropped for a minute. And then it came back, and I was like, oh, okay. Oh, God. Am I gonna like anything my hair does? Probably not, but that's okay. And I think this play through, if I get the permission of everyone involved, is probably going to be uploaded onto my YouTube as a playthrough, which will be fun, starting that back up, even though I already do like stuff on there. I don't think I'm gonna like anything my hair does. Ugh. Okay, hold on. Let me go fix this, because this is actually gonna bother the heck out of me. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. So sorry. Was that 2 seconds, Mickey? Did you keep track? Also, welcome in, Mickey. I don't know if I said hello. Yeah, whatever. This is what we're gonna get. You did. You did a great job. Yes, I'll give you $1 million, but I'm gonna have to figure out how and in what capacity. I can give you like $1 million from something. Ugh. Oh, okay. Okay. It picked up. It's just not loud. Hold on. I might have turned it way down on my end. I did. You see, it still kept that. We're gonna put it at 50 and see how that does, because it's a loud fucking game. I can't see it. Hold on. We're gonna go a little further. Oh, Okay. And I am in the Discord, so whenever you, Beth, and Ash want to pop in there, you can. What is that? Oh. Yikes. Okay. Okay, cool. Let's get that up. Let's get... Oh, God. Not me scaring myself with my own game. Anyways. So therefore, it means they're rare. Hold on. They aren't making any more what? Let me... I'm gonna pull up this. Hello, bees.
Hello.
No. Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. Your little character pops up too now. Amazing. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
Pennies. Yeah, they aren't making pennies anymore, which is crazy. Continue. No. New game. We'll do balanced, right? Yeah. Balanced is always good. Ay, ay, ay.
Heading up to their computer now. They're running a bit behind, but we can start like character creation. And they can just catch up.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna take me a hot minute, like we know.
Yeah.
Gosh, I think the last time we did play this game was Has this game been out for that long?
Yeah.
Holy heck. It's just crazy to think that it's been out for this long. Game volume is super low. Yeah. Yeah.
So the full game came out in like summer 2023.
Crazy. Advanced audio properties. Okay. Let's do game audio to like... Hopefully this is gonna be okay. Alright, please, if I blast you guys in the ears, I really do apologize. Nope, it's still really low. Is that better? Well, I should stay. Oh god, I didn't like that! That's the worst part I could have clicked back in on! Oh!
You can just skip this whole thing.
I know. Oh. Sorry.
I'm not loud enough.
Bet this low. Womp womp. Okay, hold on. Okay, cool. It's in the right place. I just gotta turn you up in Discord. Yeah. Okay. I think you should be good now.
Am I good now? Can you hear me, Kate?
Oh, and game audio is better too. Amazing. We love to see it. And it's not blasting in my ear, but better for you guys. Let me know if it's too loud or anything. Gosh darn it. As this is not your first... No. No, I don't need to reset the tutorials. I have advanced players on my side. Okay. Oh. I forgot about that.
Like, normally, I can just connect manually.
I feel like that's just...
because it's like the game isn't officially started yet.
Maybe. I have that trouble when I play with Kate, in... DBD too. Like, she can't invite me, but I have to, like, join. So I wonder if it's, like... I don't know, something to do with Steam. Beth is still low? I think we looked at that before, and it wasn't set to offline. All right.
You are offline right now.
Oh.
That might be why.
That could be it.
But also, can you try sending me invite again? Because I don't know how to accept such an invite. It's just to see it. I'm already in the game.
Okay.
I'm in the game. Let me play.
Let me in. Let me.
Can you go online? Misty?
Yeah. Let me see.
Yeah, it says you're last online 3 weeks ago.
That's crazy. Let me see if I can figure this out. Oh God.
There we go. Now it worky. It's literally you just have to be online.
Oh, okay. I literally just had to click around in there for a minute, and it was like, oh, okay, you're working.
That's crazy.
I know.
Uncheck all of my mods that I have.
I forgot that's what your name is. I was like, what?
That's me.
Pet in a box. I don't know what race I want to be. So all we have right now is that Beth is probably going to be a tank of some sort. And that's it.
Also, did you see Kate say that I'm still low?
Yeah, I turned you up a little bit since then.
Oh, okay.
Hi, wifey. Still not loud enough? She's like 100 and something in my ears.
Are you turning me up in Discord?
Mm-hmm.
Can you turn up how loud it goes into OBS?
I can do
From
that
Discord?
as well. From Discord, I don't think so, but I can turn you up in OBS. Let's do like...
Yeah, because you don't want me louder in your ears. You just want me louder into the stream.
Yeah. Let's do up to... Okay. I think that should be better.
Can you hear me now, Kate?
No, it's still registering the same. I don't know why. Oh.
Yippee yay!
Give me a little more boost there. Okay, cool. Thank you, Kate. I appreciate it. Oh, I think we might need to drag wifey in here when the time comes.
Probably.
I'm on top of it. Thank you, Kate.
Hell yeah.
I'm debating I might want to be a tiefling. Me be a tiefling and not a drow? Who am I?
That's crazy.
We'll see. I think... Yeah, I think we're gonna go with tiefling. I think we're gonna do it.
Love a good tiefling. Oh, did you want to do, since this is Chaos Run, the Dark Urge?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Okay, go back up to the top where it says Origin. And then you're going to select Dark Urge from there. You can still customize your appearance all the same. But that just locks you into the Dark Urge background.
Cool.
Stuff. Yes, good. And that answers a question for you because as soon as you picked that, it was like, you cannot choose this origin. I was like, I don't think you can have more than one duck. Okay, I'll grab Ash. Hello, bees.
Oh, goodness, that's very loud for me. I have to turn you down.
Hello.
Oh no.
Why is your thing not your little person that you created? Interesting. But it's okay.
Oh.
Who is in your photo, Ash?
I mean,
I am.
what? That's Ash.
Yeah.
That's one of her LARP characters.
Ash, I didn't even recognize you.
Mm-hmm.
Look at
Yeah,
you.
Natalie asked me the same thing. I was like, I need to suddenly be professional on Discord, so I want to have a picture that is actually me.
We
figured
gotta get you
that the right
nitro so you
move-
can use different.
Yeah, I
shirts.
figured that the right move was to go whimsical and storyteller with it. So this is my little storyteller illusionist wizard from Hall of Wizardry.
Which one is this name?
This is Alyona.
Okay, I couldn't remember
Yeah.
which one was which.
She's so cute. I like it. I like that.
Yeah. Who is that? That's me.
She's got the right energy for what I'm going for, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hear me out.
All right, I'm updating. Please hold. I promise I'll be fast when it comes to making a character.
Well, I'm not, so you're okay.
I just don't know how long it's going to take for me to get the patch going. So.
Hear me out.
Sorry, I definitely it said 7 on the calendar.
The calendar was just a placeholder. That was I can't schedule
No,
Kira's
no.
streams.
It's okay. It's okay.
No.
Don't worry. We
Yeah.
can just. I can chat.
I just didn't know because I was
Can
relying
yap.
on that, and that was my fault.
I can yap. No rush in this whatsoever.
I was still working until about 10 minutes ago.
Bless your soul.
It's gonna be that way all week. I'm probably gonna be weekend.
I'm thinking, since I'm doing Dark Urge, I want to be tiefling, but I also don't want to be tiefling. Like, I want to be like an angelic looking person. I just want to be so angelic looking that it's like, oh, but they're like the most diabolical person ever, you know?
You do whatever floats your boat. You do not need to have any sort of look about you for the Dark Urge.
Oh, I don't know. What are you being, Beth?
I haven't decided on race yet, but I'm probably gonna do barbarian for my class.
Okay, maybe we will do tiefling. Tieflings are just super fun.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
Nessus? The deep layer of hells. These tieflings inherit the ability to wield fire and darkness from the archdevil, the infernal bloodline. Descended from the archdevil. Oh golly,
Mephistopheles.
Mephistopheles. These tieflings are gifted with a particular affinity for arcane magic. Tieflings from Zerel's bloodline are empowered with martial strength and can channel searing flame to punish their enemies. Ooh. Ash, do you know what kind of, do you know what class you want to be?
No, I was tempted to try one of the new ones, but I may just be extremely random about this.
Okay, cool. I didn't know there was new ones.
There's not new classes. There's new. Each class got a new subclass,
Oh.
but there's not a new like overall class.
If I really want to be chaotic, I started a game with a bard rogue that was absolutely insane, but I didn't get very far with it, and bard rogue is definitely great for causing chaos. Of course, I can't start out multi-class fast, but you know.
I forgot we can also be multi-class in this game.
Eventually, yeah.
What's easier to play, sorcerer or wizard? Or are they kind of the same?
I find sorcerer easier, but it's just different styles of
Gameplay.
magic is cast. I've also played a sorcerer in an actual game, though, so that might be why it's easier for me.
See, I knew these decisions would be hard, but... and I was preparing myself. But obviously not enough. I think I'll try sorcerer. Can only take half damage from bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing attacks. Booming blade, strike with your weapon, affecting your foe. Ooh, thunder damage. Explode a corpse? What? Explode a corpse, causing it to impale those around it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, one of the people that I'm playing my current run with has that skill. It's something.
Gain advantage, charisma checks. Firebolts. Bone chill. Prevent the target from healing until your next turn. The target cannot help downed characters, and an unknown target receives disadvantage.
I think I will bard it up. That's always got
Yeah.
some of the best dialogue options.
Bard is always super fun.
King says hello. He would like to be on stream.
King,
Yes, good.
always welcome.
He says
Many quiet opinions.
so much.
Burning hands, charm person.
Chromatic orb is always solid. Good elemental.
Yeah. False life gained 7 temporary hit points until long rest. Wait, that's kind of cool. Ooh, feather fall. That might be something that I need.
You do love to take fall damage.
I
Every
do.
game.
So I'm actually going to keep that one. Storm sorcery. Whenever crackling with the energy of ancient or pierced by gales and hurricanes, your lineage is strong. What's wild magic? Your powers come from ancient forces of chaos. Well,
Oh, that one's fun because a lot of the time when you're doing stuff, it's just randomized. So it's like, okay, good luck. Will it do what you want it to? Will it do something entirely different? You don't know. Have fun. It is very chaos.
oh, I'm gonna do that. That sounds so fun.
Yeah, it's like how when we did our last campaign, Ash was a wild magic barbarian, so it was kind of similar, but it wasn't a caster base.
Yeah, that's... We stand. Haunted one. A wicked moment, person, or thing that cannot be slain by sword or spell haunts your mind and flickers in your peripheral vision. You carry it wherever your adventure takes you, or perhaps it carries you. Can I change that? No. Cool. Alright, my skills. 15 constitution, 12 intelligence, 10 wisdom, 17 charisma. Don't really have strength. Dexterity, 13. Yeah, I guess I'll use the recommended. Now to edit my appearance. Ah! I do want to be, I think, a female.
Where to next?
Oh,
What was that?
Let's hope the local.
Hells. Something just...
Be wary.
It's opened.
I feel like one of
What's
those
back there?
voices just sounded like Gale.
Things.
There's magic keeping this chest sealed.
Where to next?
And I kind of got triggered.
What was that?
Let's hope the locals are friendly.
Hells. Something just woke up down here.
Okay, I guess we'll do that. Oh, that's a crazy amount of time. I don't even want to fathom that.
I know.
47 months, that's almost a year.
That's almost a year.
That's almost 4 years.
What?
Alright, I'm at 82%. It's working.
Woo.
I'm using this time to consider what to do so I can just jump in and make something quickly.
Hmm. Is that a tot in your emote that you sent? Like a tater tot?
I don't know what it's supposed to be.
Looks a little like SpongeBob, but
It's just like a rectangle.
It's Kate. It's a me. Hmm. Oh, they have.
Yep.
Hold on. They have 1, 2, 1,
many options.
2, 3, 4, 3. They. Why do they got 4 ding-a-ling options, but only 3 womanly options?
There's a bit more visible on the exterior.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll never forget watching the Critical Role folks do their little side night one night when they all just came in and tried to create their characters in Baldur's Gate. And
gotta change that
Taliesin
one.
very specifically didn't show anyone or tell anyone what genitals he was
Yep.
using. And Robbie immediately walks up to the screen, squints, and goes, "Oh, that's the biggest one!" And everyone's like, "God damn it, Robbie!" Because he plays a non-binary character, and he knows that people, like fans, have their fan canons about it, and didn't want to like fuck with anybody. So that was great. But no, Robbie ruined it.
Like, Robbie,
Come on, man.
come on, man.
Hey, it says I can play.
I really thought they would have added some more tattoos by now.
lots of good ones from mods.
Yeah.
Well, Steam says you're playing.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just yelling at me for data mismatch because I removed all of the mods, so it
Oh,
should
yeah.
be fine as long as I don't try to play one of the old games. All right, remind me, do I have to start with you?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so you'll want to go into the... Well, I think you can try, see if you can find the lobby. I had to have Kira invite me. But she was also offline and had to go online for it to work.
Yeah.
So it might let you in now.
I remember we've had issues with this in the past.
Yep.
I do just like the little bard rings.
They're very good, very simple.
Yeah. And I like that, like, I like the multiple piercings because I feel like a lot of them is just like one. I want all up my ear.
Yeah. I need to keep my master volume way down so I can hear y'all. There we go. Boy, this is nostalgic.
Why are my eyes red?
Multiplayer. Here we go. All right. Question mark. Yeah, there we are. Okay. Nah.
Does it say you're in the game? Oh.
Waiting for the host to accept. Yay!
Right when I said it, it was like,
There we
We
go.
in, we in. Who am I indeed?
Ask myself that every day.
Who are you?
Hitting random until something strikes me.
There you go.
At least appearance-wise. You know, something to build off of even. I don't have to keep it precisely.
Ooh. My original hair that I did. I wish I had enough hair to do that on my real scalp, but I don't. I was not blessed with very thick hair. Well, I have very fine hair.
Yeah.
Do. Let's see. Let's see. Just slick back. I guess we'll do this. Okay, that works. Yep. No facial hair. Oh, I can change my horn color. I forgot about that. Ooh, okay.
I was really tempted to do dragon this time, but I'm not finding one that I really like. I just enjoy the hair options too much. There are so many. Like, I got a really
Right.
pretty one on random as far as like the coloration and everything goes, but
Sweet. Alright. Proceed. Character name. Dark Urge for Dark Urge. Very straightforward and to the point. Let's name her Luia. Sure. I need a guardian. Alright, this one we're gonna randomize. Someone tell me when to stop.
now.
Okay.
Nice.
Venture forth.
Should I just be boring and play a human? Is that the move?
Ooh, maybe.
I don't know that I've played one.
I feel like if you've never
I'm a human
played
in
one.
my current other game.
Oh. Thank goodness it is Thursday. I'm ready for the weekend to do nothing. Hopefully. How was con?
Oh boy. That's a question.
Uh-huh.
It was an adventure.
Well, that's good. Adventures are always adventures.
It's good. It's very, very, very good.
Yay! Glad to hear it.
We filled the room. We filled the theater.
What? Let's go.
First ever live. Yeah. I got to rub shoulders with famous people who were all very, very sweet, and they put on a wonderful show for us. And Matt Mercer himself stopped by our booth looking for our GM. So, you know,
Oh my god, I would be shitting myself if I was that GM. I'd be like,
wasn't
"Ugh."
there. I wasn't there, and neither was she, and she's so mad about it.
Aw.
But this is an invitation to go talk to him at the next con, so she's going to have that discussion, whatever it was he came to talk about.
Yeah.
But yeah, he came to the booth looking for her, and then got to talk to a couple of our cast members instead. And honestly, if I had to pick two people to handle Matt Mercer for us while Natalie's away, then the two I would have picked were the ones who were there. But man, yeah, yeah. And it already went well enough that it's got us some pretty large social capital in the circles, so we get the prime time slot at Gen Con for our show. So we get to have the Saturday night 8 o'clock slot, which is huge.
That is huge. Congrats.
And I also got to, it seems successfully, recruit one of the regular Critical Role guests to be in our live
What?
next time. Beth was there. She said yes. It just pending scheduling. So, you know, knock on wood, things are not settled until they're settled, but she wants to.
Yeah. But that's super exciting. Very exciting.
Bean may be good. Sleep seems useful. Boy, it's been a while. I used to have a really good idea of what Dissonant Whispers I know is good.
Did you guys eat good food?
To an extent, yes, and to an extent, we got sandwiches from the hotel downstairs because we were too tired for anything else.
Valid. Did you go back to any places you guys have been to before?
We tried.
Oh, tried.
Yeah, there was a Irish restaurant that I really love, and we tried to go back, and it was like bar night, and there was not a single seat anywhere, and we were already exhausted. So
You're like, yeah, never mind.
yeah, no, never mind indeed. Kira, did you take Charm Person?
No.
Take that one then. But yeah, so we did that, and then we were gonna go to our very favorite bakery that has the world's best tiramisu, and I forgot. I forgot. Like I was just so overwhelmed with everything and exhausted, and I forgot. So we didn't go. But we got to go out with friends after dinner, after the live, so that was fun. And we got to wander around like blocks away from where we used to work, so that was weird.
What a weird experience, but super fun. I'm glad. I'm glad it went well. I'm glad you guys are home safe.
Yeah. I am now just losing my mind thinking about the next one, knowing who Natalie wants for guests and how we are now actually likely to get them all. It's gonna be a hell of a show.
Party, arty!
And this is Gen Con, so that means the entire Critical Role cast will be present. And now we know they're watching us. So. And now we really, really have to put on a show.
Vic, hello, my love. Welcome in. Critical Role was mentioned, yes.
Yeah, Critical Role was mentioned. Yeah, so Matt Mercer came by our booth at this last convention after our live show looking for our GM. Critical Role was absolutely mentioned.
I hope you're doing well, Vic. I hope work today is not super stinky for you.
I think I have everything now aside from I just need to fix my appearance, so almost here. I'm not gonna take too long on it.
Womp womp womp.
I want to be pretty in purple.
Isn't that very cool? I'm a little sleepy, so also hope work is nice to me today. Yeah. That would be nice, wouldn't it? I feel like some days I'll wake up and I'm like, okay, I'll be fine. And I go into work. And then I'm sleepy when I get there and I'm like, oh, I don't want to do anything. But
That's every day.
that's
I
the
don't
way
ever
of
wanna do
work.
anything.
Yeah. Did you redeem your daily star candy, Vig?
Okay. That's...
You're side-eyeing, oh my gosh, my supervisor because he hasn't approved my vacation days. See, there goes my phone. I kind of tell my job, I'm like, well, I'm just telling you when I'm gonna be gone. Because you are allowed to use your PTO in whatever way you feel, in my opinion.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. They'll give you it off, and if not, you can just be like, oh well, sorry, my flight's already booked. Darn it.
How dare you limit my eye colors? Let me do what I want.
So the mods for the game, do they just let you customize the characters a lot more in some instances?
There's all kinds of mods.
Mayhaps I have to look into that.
And modding with co-op is really nice because like you as the like owner of the save file as the host, you can go into the like the in-game mod manager and just like go shop and add whatever mods you want and then launch the save file with it, and then the next time we connect to it, it'll tell us what mods there are and we just download them right from that and log in. It is
Oh.
really seamless.
So I could like, even though if we start this game now today, I could go back in and add.
Like,
Okay.
yep.
We
So
might
we can
do
go,
that.
like, mod shopping next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there is a mod to like increase your party size so you can bring more of the NPCs with you, which is really nice.
Oh.
Yeah, especially when you're playing with other people.
Yeah, because like my other game that I'm playing, there's 4 of us playing, so we wouldn't be able to have any of the NPCs with us otherwise. But with the Party Limit Be Gone mod, you can take literally everyone if you want to.
And that helps like romance too, because you're around them more.
Yeah, a lot of them you really can't progress if you don't just have them in the party sometimes, so...
You can still like romance, like you're still able to do that, but some of the stories like you can't progress their stories. But like even if they're not with you, if you make decisions that like affect their approval, they'll still have those effects in camp.
Oh yeah, I do remember that. I do recall that. I don't know. I was gonna say, I don't know if I'm gonna romance anyone, but also I don't think anyone chose me last time. But we'll see.
Okay, almost there. I just need to pick a hair.
Yeah, that was the hardest part for me, was the hair.
Yeah, I feel like the hair is always the
'cause
hardest.
They have so many good options, even without the mods installed. Like,
My girl is a simple sorcerer. Just a simple sorcerer.
Yes, Phantom.
He would like attention, but also don't pay attention to him.
Yeah.
Oh, the babies.
And so this morning I was brushing my teeth and I always leave the door open for the cats to come in and out. And like yesterday, Phantom had like come up and like kind of lurked in the doorway because Percy was in the bathroom with me and he was very interested in seeing Percy. So he like kind of like thought about coming in and was like, nah. Today he like did the same thing. He was like, I kind of want to go in there. And then he was like, fuck it, we ball. And he like zoomed past me and ran into the tub.
Wait, that's so
I was
funny.
like, okay.
You're like,
That's a
oh.
choice. Now you can't even see me.
Yeah.
You can't
He's
keep an
learning.
eye on me. I was like, okay, buddy.
You good, man?
He's such a goober.
He's doing his best.
His best is just far away from the humans.
Yes.
I can't wait till he's gonna like... He's gonna be a cuddle bug.
He is.
Like, once he gets super comfortable. Luna got mad at you yesterday because you closed the bathroom door. How dare you? What, when I was living at my old place, sometimes I do just want to be alone when I'm in the bathroom. And I would close the door. Or I'd be like, Kiko, come in here. And she'd just look at me. And I'd be like, I'm closing the door. And so I'd close the door. And my door would not latch 100% all the way. Like, you could hear it latch, but like, because I had like a hook over the door, it wouldn't like be a strong latch. And she would eventually, like maybe 2 minutes of me being in the bathroom, she would throw herself into the door and open the door. And I'm just like, cool, I can't reach the door at this point in my life. And then she'd just sit in front of me and look at me with the door wide open. And I was like, I just invited you in. And you said no. I know, cats are amazing. I've been eyeing some babies, but I am waiting a little bit longer. Fun fact for you, Vic, and everyone in chat. I used to have, my childhood dog was named Luna. She was a cutie. Yeah, that was gosh, I can't speak today. That fact was actually just for you, Vic. I just wanted to include others, but I definitely just wanted to tell you. My weapons are daggers, quarterstaffs, and light crossbows. Skills: Arcania, Medicine, Intimidation, and Persuasion. Okay. Intimidation and Persuasion. Always like for those to be high for me. Your childhood dog was named Sable? Oh my gosh, like from Animal Crossing. That's so cute. My other childhood dog, because they were brother and sister, Luna was mine, and then we had another one named Snuggles. And that was my brother's dog. And he named it Snuggles.
Dang it, now I have to have a name.
Snuggles did like Snuggles.
He named Snuggles.
Yeah. He did in fact like Snuggles.
Snuggles the Rogue. I mean, I'm a bard now, but Snuggles the Rogue.
Yes. It's perfect.
Snuggles the Bard Rogue.
Yeah. We'll just go with the first one that the random name generator gave me. We're going for chaos, right?
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna do the same thing with the randomizing appearance of the Guardian.
Okay. Stop.
Okay, well, I hit it exactly once, and I actually kind of like the one that you stopped me on, so we'll keep it.
Yay!
I have hit. It has begun.
I wish we could be one of them. True Chaos Run. You're one of them turned.
I mean, you can later in the
Yeah.
game.
That's true.
Touche. Touche. Touche.
Your wish can come true.
But I want to be able to customize. Like, I want to be a hot octopus.
That's a crazy thing to say.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. Do they capture them and then put them into the mind flares? Oh.
They're gonna tadpole them.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. And then wait, are the mind flares from... Because the Gift Yankee are from like a different world, right? Different dimension?
Different realm, yeah.
Different realm.
And yeah, they're like Gift Yankee are like mortal enemies with.
Ew. Whoa. How do they know where they went? This is crazy. I didn't really pay attention the first time.
I know, you have a lot more context now. Especially like if you know like history of D&D and stuff, you'd know like a lot of like why this is happening. Like it would make more sense.
Yeah.
If you don't have any of that context, it's just like, what's happening?
Because I definitely know a little bit more now that I've actually played like D&D and stuff, but I understand.
I know very little about any of it because even when I played D&D, we weren't really playing
Yeah.
the main campaign.
You were just using the rules.
Using the system, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
when I played with Natalie, we were actually in Faerun because I was from Waterdeep, which is why I thought this was so funny. But we were still kind of off doing our own thing. Like, literally, Doctor Strange was there, so I can't really speak to the canon lore at all.
Oh, I didn't realize her ass was out.
Yeah. Her pants aren't really pants.
What are those? Oh,
These guys?
They're just 3 lines.
Oh, those are ships.
Okay. Are they also Mind Flare?
No, I think they're demons, but they're like
Yes.
on the same side.
Okay.
It's kind of like a kind of 3-way battle thing, because like if you remember that first battle where you walk in and there's like the mind flayer is fighting one of the demons.
Yeah,
Oh, so they all just hate each other.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody just hates.
We just kind of get caught in the middle.
Yeah.
Great, fantastic. Love that for us.
The blood in your head thrums and pounds. That pounding
We're a very
blood
purple party.
obscures who you are. An overwhelming
I have
loss
to remember
of
how to
memory.
do
How
any
you
of
ended
this.
up amidst these hellish flames is just as hidden. You
like
have nothing
how
on
to
your
look
skull
in a circle.
besides your name and a headache. But you are in danger.
Are you on your controller again?
I'm not on my controller.
I never played D&D in Forgotten Realms. It's always either been a world made by my GM or
Yeah.
Alexandria.
Or Exandria. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Exandria is Critical Role. there.
I don't remember how to walk. Return.
Time to get out of here. And then you can shed light on the dark of the matter of yourself.
Woohoo!
Fine. Trouble's not over yet.
Okay, this is how I move.
Time to
Yes.
Oh, look at
point and
us.
click to move. WASD moves your camera around.
Oh, yes.
If you hold Alt, it will highlight like things you can
This
pick
is
up
the
or
pool that
interact
thing
with.
came from. The parasite now writhing behind
brings
your
up
Like,
eye.
I can't
all
turn
of
the
the
camera?
characters.
Like, I can't look behind me?
No, you just push the camera back.
Oh!
Yep.
Off to a great start.
Yay!
Oh, sorry. Click the scroll wheel on the mouse. Is to.
Oh, zoom in and zoom out.
Well, zoom in and zoom out, but if you press and hold the middle mouse wheel.
Oh,
and then
okay.
Move your mouse. You turn.
I follow.
We are here.
せっかくなら生かしたいさ。
Miggy. Yip, yip. Bee. Thank you for the 47 months. Holy heck.
The second 47 minutes of today.
I know.
Figure out where anything is, because I can't turn where I'm looking.
Hold the mouse scroll wheel down. And turn.
Scroll wheel? Oh, there it is. Okay.
When I go into cutscenes like this, does it pull you guys in?
No, but we can
Join.
voluntarily go into it. Yep.
Okay. Thank you for the lurk pick. I appreciate it.
Yes, you've come to save us from this place. From this place, you'll free us.
Oh gosh, I do remember.
Before they return.
Oh gosh, I say failed.
They return.
Thank you for doing your daily star candy, Mickey. Hope you've been having a good day. Who am I talking to? A man or brain? I think you're past the point of saving. Tell me what to do. You sound afraid. Why? Leave. Am I talking to man or brain?
Born new from this
Yes.
You realize you're talking to an intellect devourer, a minion of the mind flayers who abducted you.
I'm gonna destroy the brain.
Doesn't do anything.
God, eyes!
Poor
Oh, that was so graphic. Oh,
This is fine. I'm fine.
yeah, it's good. Do you want to come on the little elevator before I go down?
There.
Of course, we would all be purple as well.
Yeah.
On theme. Are we ready? Let's go.
Wait, ad break. If you're talking, I won't be able to hear you.
I mean, you can still hear through Discord.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot this is where she's introduced.
Abomination. This is your end.
Me.
Rude.
Your head throbs and your skin tingles. Visions rush past. A dragon.
Oh, you got one too. Crazy. Calling me abomination.
Woman's eyes. Oh. My head. What is this? Skvar. You are no thrall. Vlaakith blesses me this day. Together, we might survive.
I hate to tell you, Lae'zel, but Vlaakith is awful.
Yeah.
We carry mind flayer parasites. Unless we escape, unless we are cleansed, our bodies and minds will be tainted and twisted. Within days, we will be Geich, mind flayers.
Days. What do you suggest?
First, we exterminate the imps. Then we find the helm and take control of the ships. We will address the matter of a cure for this infection once we reach the material plane.
The material plane. Me too.
Okay, my turn.
I'm confused. Oh, hold on. I see. I shouldn't have done fire. They are fire. That's
They're
okay.
actually not resistant to fire or anything.
Oh,
So.
it didn't give him any damage.
Victory awaits.
I messed up. Oh, I forgot that I have to control her.
Way.
Can I give her to you guys to control?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you can do it mid-combat, but if you hit escape and then go to the multiplayer menu, you can transfer them.
You picked the wrong fight, friend.
Oh, a critical hit. Let me go.
Swift and lethal.
Oh, okay.
You proved surprisingly adequate in battle.
Oh, I see. Who wants her?
To the helm.
I'll take her if no one else wants her.
I'll take. I gave it to you.
Very well. I feel better. She's your boy to take another dragon attack. Need to get out before it's too late.
Oh, this way. Oh, I gotta select. I forgot.
Change out. Make yourself useful.
One at a time. Oh, I forgot how this all works. This is so cool. I forgot, like, the map is more like layers like this. Versus, like, loading in.
Geich machinery. I can make no sense of it.
have something to ask.
The man isn't dead, but he's totally unresponsive.
Yikes.
You're one step from oblivion's stupor yourself, still wading through your empty skull to think a single thought.
Oh, okay.
Life flickers in his eyes, but he seems a fleeting image washes over you. An unwashed operator. The headache grows worse.
Oh yeah, the key. Me just examining the cultists.
Me walking up to Shadowheart. Yeah, I think you're trapped in demon webs. You're stuck. Good luck. A drow option, apparently.
That's so funny.
Strat, is this to be our fate?
Pull the lever.
A room.
Pull the lever, Kronk.
Wrong lever.
It's already finished.
Oh, what is this? Or are we trying to unlock her?
Yeah.
What is its purpose? Will it free the captive or transform her like that other unfortunate?
Oh, I really like your hair.
The
I almost chose that hair
pulsing glow
too.
and organic lines of the device make it seem more like a beating heart than a machine. This device is different from the one that caused the other captive to transform. Perhaps it will open the nearby pod. Suddenly, you feel a hideous squirming in your head. A parasite. Then discomfort fades, and another sensation washes over you. Connection. Authority.
Begins.
Roll, roll, roll. Oh. Oh no.
The difficulty was only a
Hard
2.
enough.
Oh, true.
Mechanical brain will console process your command.
Get the bad rolls out of the way now.
A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
Good rolls for chaos.
At last. Thought I was done for.
I'll let you talk to her since you've done all the work.
I thought that damn thing was going to be my coffin. Thank you.
Your mind lurches into her thoughts. You feel her gratitude, but also guardedness. And above all, a will to survive.
My head. Trust me, I'll keep up. Shadowheart. One moment. It's nothing. Trust me. There's no time to spare. Lead the way.
Sheesh. 5-man squad. 5-man squad. Oh, we gotta go this way because this door opened.
Better not be cursed.
I have arrived. The party has arrived.
We are nearing the helm.
Nearing the helm. All right.
If the crossbow and fire, I'm holding.
gonna see if I can nip a thing
Oh.
on fire too. Nope, I do not have. At least not equipped.
I literally accidentally dipped my
Oh.
crossbow in. I don't know if that does anything when you shoot and it's on fire. Besides, it's already gone out.
Yeah.
I think that really only works mid-flight.
Boo.
Odd things. Wonder what plane they're from.
All right. So
Someone already
Shadowheart
stepped in
might
fire.
be able to dip
Hold
it,
on.
but oh well.
Sorry. I forgot
Chaos
if you
run.
step in it.
You forgot that if you touch fire, it hurts.
Yeah. Just like falling.
Give me your sword.
Give me sword.
Yeah. Give us the sword.
Oh, we didn't have Shadowheart prepare command, so we actually have to like try and disarm him.
Oh, whoops.
I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot to. I don't.
I'm
normally
usually good about.
hold her.
I'm usually good about like reminding people to do that or like remembering. But that's okay.
Chaos.
Just beat him up.
Yeah.
Do it. We will do.
We have 5 after all.
We have. What did I take? I have. Charm person.
No time for
I
mercy.
mean, you could charm, but unfortunately, I won't make him drop the weapon.
Haha.
Never mind.
I shall shove you, imp. Oh. Okay. Oh wait, we gotta try an icy.
Dash all there. I can't get to this imp because everyone's in my way.
Apologies.
Outstanding.
Show stopping. Oh my god. Get out of here.
Can't try to make them go sleep.
I forgot how dramatic the bard is in this game.
Love Bard.
Ignore the devil. We must take the transponder.
Okay, not really what I meant to do. It's fine. It's fine.
my gosh.
Mysterious liquid.
A mysterious liquid. Crazy.
I didn't think it would be that big of a thing, so I was gonna do that and then dip my weapon in it, but instead it was huge. So never mind.
Okay. Please, for the love of gosh. Oh.
I can't do anything else. I may as well play some music.
Battle music.
Nice job,
Best
Lizzo.
thing about playing Bard. Can't do anything, just do that.
I forgot how good of a fighter Lae'zel is.
He is a fighter.
Fighter! Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, I also keep forgetting to reach.
Okay, well, that's good at least. Thank the fridge.
Still too many hit points for sleep. Do charm person because they're not people.
Well, turn.
All right, I'm gonna guiding bolt. Sadly, it didn't work. I was hoping that might help the next person, but. I think we just wail away at him, it's fine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Look, we've got a big party. We can handle it.
We're gonna have about 6 people hitting him now. Hey.
Right.
Sarah, did you mute yourself?
I did.
It's like you've been awfully quiet. Please take damage. Thank you. So.
Oh, we got this. I really want to attack the Mind Flare, but I will hold back.
Now you got the champions coming in.
I don't like that.
Well, if you two, since you guys can ranged attack, you can start heading towards the transponder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that if we need to get out, we can
Hurry
get out.
before they strike.
True.
Come a little closer.
I'm trying to watch everybody's health, but if oh no, I was gonna say, let me know if you need it, but apparently I used my one spell slot, so never mind. Level 1, baby.
So annoying.
Oh no. Oh, there's these guys over here. I see.
Yeah.
We are so close. Oh, that 15 hit was nice. Was that the Mind Flare?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, Lae'zel, please hit him.
Okay, let's go.
Probably gonna start trying to pick off these folks.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not with Shadowheart.
Next round with yourself.
Why did I not get around that?
Try and give me your sword.
Let's go!
Hell yeah!
You manifested that.
My sword.
Now we
Gimme,
run!
she says. Gimme.
You. Run. At least as of right now, the Mind Flayer is still not aggroed on us, so if we don't hit him, we should still keep fighting everyone else. So just run to the transponder.
I'm gonna get attack of opportunity. or disadvantage, one or the other. That's annoying.
I mean, honestly, can you... No. Disengage and dash insane. You could disengage and run if you don't want to get hit, or you could just eat a hit.
Yeah, I can afford to eat one, I think.
I don't think they do that much damage unless they, like, crit on you.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Easy GG's.
Alright.
Booty fold. Also, if someone can throw fire into the mysterious liquid, it might hurt the Cambion that's standing in it down there.
I do have a fire spell.
I could make
When
that
it's my turn.
imp explode.
That too.
Could also do that. Yeah, that would be good.
The one near the mind flare? Is that the one
Yeah.
you're talking about? Because I could hit them both
Yeah.
there, or I could go ahead and get
That
rid of
might
these
piss the mind
guys.
player off against us. It might not though. Yeah. If you, whichever one you think makes more sense.
I feel like this one.
Clearing the way might be, yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Hell yeah! Look at that. Love exploding corpses.
That's such a fun spell. I didn't even know that was a spell. Oh, this guy, since
You
he's on.
disengaged and zoom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, baby. Already got those roguelike reflexes.
Nice.
Now run.
Yeah.
We're fine. We've got 6 turns to get there. One of us will get there in 6 turns.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try it. That's what I
Uh-huh.
thought.
Keep going! Get
Where's
to the
my dash?
transponder!
There we go.
Yeah, you'll get real close with the dash if you can't hit
Yeah.
it.
Got us.
Yeah.
Yay.
The helm's alien transponder. You made it in time.
I wish I could have a pet dragon in this game.
Destroy everything.
Holding on for dear life. I really thought that thing in the background was your loot for a second. Let's go. We're gonna crash, but not die, and that's all that matters. Excuse me. Even our enemies hate him. Why is he looking at me like that? And now, the real adventure begins. I don't remember making my hair red, but that's okay.
I half expected your memories to return once you were free of the Mind Flayer ship. But your past is still an aching void. If you don't find a way to remove the tadpole burrowed in your brain soon, your future will be as blank as your past. Your head whispers vengeance. You cannot wait to slice your way forth, seeking whatever wrought this tragedy upon you.
Sweet.
Yay, level up.
Can't slow down. What's inside?
You drink in the pungent corpse. Since you awoke on the ship, your mind has been... You know nothing of why, but you find a half smile flittering across your face.
Yes!
As soon as you delve into your mind, it is filled with flashes of thousands of different dead.
Oh gosh.
There is something unknown and unspeakable deep within your heart.
Uh-huh. Okay. Take it.
Here, Kira, I found a hat for you.
A hat?
It's just a hat.
What are you doing? Well, that's honest of you. Don't do it again. I'll give you a pass this time, considering I owe you my life. And speaking of, how are we alive?
I don't know.
True.
Doesn't matter.
Seems
We
like
made
we're
it.
the lucky ones, judging by all the corpses strewn about. I remember the ship. I remember falling. Then nothing. No, I don't recognize this place. But anything's an improvement on where we just came from.
Touché.
First things first, we need supplies, shelter, and most of all, a healer. We might have escaped, but we still have these little monsters in our heads. We need each other, and we both know what's at stake. Can't think of better company. It would have been all too easy for you to run right past my pod, but you lead the way.
I didn't do that, but our friend did. Waywood Point discovered. Oh, Beth, you are very far ahead.
I'm just looting shit.
You're getting the looting before I can get to it. I will take the bucket of fish.
Fresh water. There must be a settlement somewhere nearby.
Explore the map.
Here goes nothing.
Oh, okay, okay. Oh,
I was trying to sneak.
that's why you were creeping.
Yeah.
Oh.
Better stay back. One strike could be lethal.
Talk to me. Let's make this quick.
Gotta hope it's not mine anymore.
Oh, I should have. That's okay.
Can't give up. Not now. Time for a boost.
Hold on.
Oh,
Melee weapon.
I should have just hit him. It's okay.
Right, but since I switched it, I don't have a action this turn. That's okay. End turn. Now I have an axe. It's fine.
Thank you.
Perhaps our survival isn't such a distant prospect.
Please hold.
We'll hold.
Rest.
Okay, well, you didn't need to walk through the fire, you idiot.
Oh,
I just healed you.
What's the problem? I'm fine.
can I not get up here? I'm confused. Oh, I can. I
You want a
am.
dagger or a rapier?
Ooh, I would love a rapier. I think that's actually my fighting style.
In your inventory.
I should not hit that. I should
Two
not hit
speed.
that.
Nice.
Pick up the dagger for the throwing.
What does he have? I'll just take everything for now. I can always get rid of it.
It's always the best idea. Take everything and then sell it.
Yeah, everything sells for something.
And then steal it back and sell it again. I mean,
Oh, heck yeah.
Looks unstable somehow.
You don't need no stinking lockpick.
ooh, another
Approach the
weapon.
sigil
Or
on
not a
the
weapon,
stone.
another
Magic glitters and swirls from it erratically, as if
Instrument.
malfunctioning. It looks slightly dangerous.
I wonder what's going to happen.
A hand? Anyone?
Ugh. Ooh, sorcerer. I kind of just want to try this, because
Mm-hmm.
you're doing is working wonders. Now, a quick little pull should do the trick.
Oh. No, no. Oh, God. Dang it. I didn't know I was gonna do that. I would have slapped his hand and walked away.
Oh. Hello.
In your dirge, you can bite it
I'm
off.
Gale of Waterdeep. Apologies. Usually better at this. Apologies. I didn't exactly memorize my cephalopodian banishment spells last night.
That's
Wasn't the
crazy.
best prepared for an attack by squid.
I
Hey,
was.
but I know
Because
you,
I'm better than
don't
you.
I? In a manner of speaking. You were on the Norse Lloyd as well.
No.
Whoa, easy does it. You really, really don't want to do that. Not a threat, just an observation.
Oh, I can attack him?
You could.
You could.
10 years of bad luck if you kill a wizard. Why take the risk?
Oh. You guys are far away. And I only have 8 health. You know what? Fuck it.
And you gave me no choice but to answer your folly with fury.
Ha ha ha! Disadvantage? How'd you do that?
That's the portal.
Oh!
Teleport point right there. So we're killing Gale.
Yes. I don't like him. Oh gosh. I've always wanted to do that.
I am a magical projection of Gale of Waterdeep, and if you see this manifestation, that means I have prematurely perished.
Prematurely, I don't know about that.
For reasons that cannot be disclosed, it is of vital importance that my death be remedied at your earliest convenience.
What does that mean?
You may rest assured that I do not speak out of self-preservation alone. Many lives depend on my return to the living within the span of 2 days. I trust I've made myself clear. That will be covered by the "for reasons that cannot be disclosed" clause, so let's move on. I have upon my deceased person a magical item that can accomplish my return. But such is the value and rarity that it is protected by a multi-layered security protocol. I will now explain the protocol.
Oh god.
Step 1 is to retrieve from my person a pouch I wear over my heart. Next, you must unthread the purple seam that seals it in a counterclockwise fashion. Do not touch any other colored strand. Inside the pouch, you will find a folded letter and a tiny flute. Unfold the letter and note the markings in the top and bottom corners. These are the notes you will need to play.
Well, I'm not a bard.
Starting from the bottom right, play the notes in correct order, clockwise this time. Upon completion of the tune, a magma method will appear, which will pose the following question. Iskcha Chisnaga. This is Ignan for "What is my name?" The answer is Kasitrak Ash. Pronounce the name correctly, and the method will breathe on the letter. Stay clear, because the little scamp can melt metal. Words will now appear on the letter's surface, effectively turning
I
the
didn't
letter
agree to this, and this is getting so long, and I don't even remember the first step.
to bring me back to life.
Meanwhile, I got us Asterion and am murdering a mind flayer.
So it is.
Asterion
Our
went to camp,
lives
though, 'cause
depend
we've got
on
too many
it.
people.
Now, Repeat my instructions back to me, please. I'm not trying to try your patience. I simply need to be absolutely certain you understand. And next? Almost. It's the purple seam. You then have access to the... No, no, no. You start at the bottom. Right, that's not even close. And pay attention to the track part. And so we have gone through the necessary steps again. Best of luck with the protocol. May my...
Wait, what happened? Oh no.
Much to bear. That took the edge off.
I'm dead.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Why did that happen? I just stripped Gale of his clothes and I died.
Yeah, I don't know why it like it put us in turn-based mode, but then we immediately left it. You're supposed to stay in turn-based mode so you can do the like ritual thingy and not die, because his dead body gives off a necrosis attack.
Okay, now I'm in turn-based mode.
Yes, because I put us in turn-based mode.
Okay.
Oh dang.
What's the move? Do we need to like go get her or?
Do I need to get away from him before I can you drag my me away from him? Because I have a scroll to revive.
I'm doing his stupid ritual.
No!
And then I'll revive you.
No! I don't like it! I'm not giving him the magical item. I don't care what he says.
I'm coming with my scroll and my healing abilities, but...
Ooh, I got a natural 20 on a performance check.
Oh, let's
play a little ditty on the flute.
Go.
I'm not getting the cutscene. Sad.
The flute awaits with bated breath.
We truly just decided to match, didn't we?
Yeah.
Didn't this happen last time? Didn't we accidentally match last time too?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we were both smalls unintentionally.
Yeah.
We were both smalls, and I think we had like similar hair colors or styles.
Yeah,
or
we both had blue
something, like,
hair.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? Bottom left and go around?
That wasn't the right note. You'll have to start anew.
Someday the ritual will finish and I'll be able to move.
This is all Gale's fault.
Yeah, definitely not your fault.
No. It's not my fault he's insufferable. Oh, wow.
You just have to spell out dead and with the notes.
Iskcha chisnaga.
I have no idea what's happening because I can't, like, I'm not in the cutscene and I can't see the words, so it's just...
Tinu thra.
My flute.
This
I took everything from him though. Everything you own is mine.
Okay, he doesn't need those.
No.
Definitely had a healing spell. Where did my healing spell go? Never mind, I guess.
That's okay.
Oh no, here it is. There you go.
Gain a spell. Let's do Thunder Wave and
Ash, do you want Shadowheart?
Yeah, I'll take her.
He is yours.
Those two. Yay.
Yes, they'll find us eventually.
I hate that. I mean, I guess I could have just not interacted with him, and then he never would have came
true.
into our party. He would have been some other poor souls. What is over here?
And Shadowheart gets a level.
Oh, it's the chapel. Oh gosh, oh gosh. And my hair doesn't even look red here. Oh, you got it. I believe in you. You just need to practice.
That's definitely how you play a flute, bestie.
You just rocked it. Oh, and then this is where the castle is, isn't
Oh,
it?
here. There should be people in here we can interact with, and as Bard, I should be pretty good at making friends.
Yeah, I saw the people and I stopped. What is down here? Oh, there's a hatch.
Let's have a look.
Oh, gold and a potion of healing. We will take all of that. Thank you. If I click the hatch, is it gonna... Wish you could play this game blind again. I know, right? I feel like I'm kind of going in blind right now because I haven't played in like 2 years. So I remember a lot, but not too much. And I'm excited to do the Underdark this time.
I hear shouting up ahead.
I missed...
I keep forgetting that we fucking skipped that last time.
Yeah, so don't let me skip it this time. Since that will actually be a full new experience.
Yeah, a brand new thing, yeah.
You're both twice as tall as me, but I'm half the
Nat
bloody
20.
backbone. But
Let's
away,
go.
Leave us alone with your
Even this.
treasure.
And what about the crit? Well, in that case...
Drow skipping the Underdark. I
no point in
know.
getting killed.
I
Second worm gets the cheese and all.
didn't understand
Second
the
mouse
assignment
gets the
when I
cheese.
got to the Underdark.
Nobody's getting any damn cheese. Now move it.
And we just kind of let Kira do whatever she wanted to do.
Yeah. Oh, why are they running? Why are they
I
running?
told them to leave and they listened to me.
Oh, sick!
There's something underneath.
Grapes and fish. Love it.
There's something underneath.
Hey, barbarian, you want to come break some stone? Because I can't.
Hell yeah.
Break
the one
the
you're standing on?
stone.
Yeah.
Let's see what this does.
Well, you made the guys run away. Now I can't drop them into the pit. Guys, you're not supposed to smack it to break it. You're supposed to drop the thing from up top.
It's been a really long time since I've played this.
This guy is talking to me. Oh, a nat 20.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, I told it wasn't safe out there. Get inside and I'll rustle up some bandages.
I got inspiration because I faked my way through as a charlatan. Excellent.
To be fair, if a drow left the Underdark for anything else but a mission, they likely had good reason. Okay. I know I know nothing about the Underdark. Absolutely nothing. So I'm excited to go. Because last time my person was a drow as well. I'm going in the door. Oh no. Let me try.
Let me at him.
Okay. Let me try making a decision, and you're like, no, I got it.
You wanted chaos.
Yeah, I do.
Yep.
Absolutely, always.
A barbarian.
Gosh, you're too quick.
Jeez. Jeez. Sausage.
Oh, I feel like there's something.
No more
A cutting board.
Only silence
Okay.
and dust.
Being the bard means you have high charisma, which means you're our buying and selling person, so have all of the crap.
Indeed.
Dead tongue. Whoever worships
I
you has
picked up a
been
cutting
lost.
board somehow.
Only dust and silence.
Also, you can have.
Who are those prayers for? Normally the patron god is obvious. Not here.
Here, can Shadowheart use a light crossbow? I put one in her inventory. Forgot.
Oh. Sorry. I apologize.
Chaos indeed.
You creeping around the corner is so funny. Oh no. Okay, please go. You just asked if you could twerk on stream.
Amazing.
Shoot. I'm playing high level tactics right now. Oh no. Oh no. Oh gosh, gee whiz. I'm already on fire. Oh no.
I was hoping I could push this one in the fire, but can't. So instead, I will just push them not very far. What the hell? Oh, okay.
A little push and healing.
Your spells of level 1 and higher heal all creatures in a 3-meter radius for 1 to 4 hit points per spell slot level.
Okay, so we all need to hang out next to you.
I'll come back here so I can finish killing you.
Golly, okay. Ooh, nice.
Outstanding.
We need to get this guy to the right because he only's got 2 hit points. Oh, nice. Oh no.
Very rude.
Well, I'm immobile. Okay, that's fine. Six, 8. Are you shitting me right now?
That's some terrible flute playing. I love it.
You're welcome.
I love when it, like, when you're bad at music and it actually makes you bad at music.
Yeah.
It's great.
Hey, you stopped my music.
Oh, I failed a death save.
Take your...
Bum, bum, bum.
Leave me alone. Yeah, we all need healing.
Girl, heal yourself. Are you...
Okay, come on. God damn, I've got range.
Yeah.
Just go away.
Yeah, it's a real big sword.
Okay. Push him away. Ah! What me?
Anyway.
Anyways, let me hit you. forgot how like much like you can move around the map, Beth.
Yep.
It's crazy.
I'm strong. I can jump.
Strong.
Strong legs, big jump.
Just me, a little squishy sorcerer over here, trying to be evil.
Okay, well, I can't do any of the things that I thought I was going to be able to do by walking over here, so that was stupid of me. And then.
She's so good.
They do not.
Wow.
We should get some rest.
What do you mean? I think we're okay.
Although I am out of rages.
Yeah, and my spells.
Yeah.
Alright, who needs a torch still? Everyone.
I do, unless you gave me one.
I just gave you one. He also has some. Well, I'll take the bow and armor that he has, and we can sell it. So take all of your shit.
I will take all of it, thank you. Alright. Well, I guess before we go further, I will hit the camp button. I think that's how it works. Long
Yeah, you can go to
rest.
camp, and then we can do the long rest. Kira has a torch too.
Yay! Oh, look at him over there all naked and afraid. Like this show. I don't like you. I don't like you at all. Alright. I'm gonna hit the long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
I'm in his tiny whitey. Oh.
Go to hell. Hold your horses. Just poorly making a point. Go to hell. An everyday expression. So trivial it's almost meaningless.
I like
But we've seen hell.
seeing your
It's
character in the background.
And it isn't trivial.
I'm just gonna ignore him.
Dragons, mind flayers. They used to be abstracts. Pictures on a piece of paper. What a difference a day makes. Now we have tadpoles slithering through our heads like carnivorous feti.
Okay.
That's not abstract.
Perhaps you should get some rest.
This ballet of flames invites reflection. But you're right. Let's be up with the lark. Find a healer before the wee one gets hungry.
Okay, good. I forgot how good Shadowheart looks in her casual. What a queen.
Mm-hmm.
What a queen. Okay, back to exploring. Wait, I need to go meet this man. Unless you are talking to him.
I am.
It's okay. I can meet him a different time. I'm not interested in love, only chaos. Wait, I didn't heal all the way.
That's because we haven't long rested yet.
Oh, I thought we did.
No, you have to go to camp, and then once you're at camp, like, because you can just do stuff around camp. Then when you hit the long rest button or like get ready to go to bed, there's some like scenes or things that will trigger like in between.
Oh, I see. I follow. I forgot that it does that.
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to see these scenes?
That again.
Oh.
And then you choose your camp supplies.
Do an
We have
apple. Cheese. That's on brand. That's on theme.
Yeah. There's some sausage in there. We can have some sausage with the apple and cheese. You can also just hit auto select and it'll.
Wow, it's got to do all of that. Oh god. It sneezes so loud.
It's quite the variety.
Oh! Ah!
Yep.
Sweet.
He'll put your clothes on.
He doesn't got any clothes. I stole them.
So you want to see him naked all the time. Got it. Understood.
No, no. How do I give him clothes? I don't want to be the one to gift it to him. I can't be nice to that man.
Oh, yeah.
Give him my old bard outfit. It looks terrible.
How do I open my bag?
I will open just your inventory. T will pull up like everyone's. Or tab, not T, sorry.
Holy man clothes.
What do you even do with Gale's actual clothes?
Oh, I have them. I put them on.
Oh!
Hold on.
That's right, he just wore the simple robe.
Ooh. Ooh. Is this the hat you gave me?
Yes.
Let's go. Oh, these are his shoes as well. It's okay, he doesn't need shoes. Leather boots. Okay, this is fine. Okay. Let's go. Leave campsite. Time to explore. Bye, Alan. Have a good night. There are multiple doors. Ooh.
You do not recognize the language on the plaque.
Do not recognize the language on the plaque. I wonder what that did too. Huh. Is this area pretty much just for looting?
Yeah, this part is.
I'm getting so many books. I'm gonna sell every one of them. I don't read. I shoot things.
Let's see. Nothing else in this area. Go back to the main area. Oh, there's really nothing else in here. That was it.
Well, there's a whole door over here that you didn't go through.
What?
Didn't you walk over here and say, there's 2 doors?
Oh, it was locked before.
Well, now it's broken.
Oh,
But
because
also
of
you
the
unlocked it
lever.
Well, no, it's broken because of me. The lever would have unlocked it, but I just smashed it down.
Oh, I see. Teamwork. I loosened it. Oh gosh. Whoa. This is the dank crypt. Chaos! Welcome in.
Hey.
Did
Nope, we are
not
still chaosing.
misstream. Correct. Oh! There is a dead man over here. Oh! There's a trap.
Sword breaks all doors.
Not this one.
Oh no.
Yep. I figured you were gonna go in there. Have fun.
Am I gonna die again?
Hopefully a lot.
37 months? Chaos, thank you for this 37 months. Let me just not. Shadowheart. Why does Shadowheart have a turn?
What do you mean, why does Shadow
Because we're all in this mode.
Oh. I don't know.
I'll see what I can do for you.
Because she's shadow hot. True. Oh! I was out of the range. Let's go. Do I have to take out those things?
We can actually,
Oh, exit now?
now that you're not in the direct line of fire, for the fire.
Dang. Is it just gonna keep doing that?
Although- yeah. I'm gonna do this. We don't have someone who's good with traps, do we?
With what?
Disarming traps.
Not yet. I
No.
haven't taken my rogue yet.
You are currently our best with dex, though.
Alright.
Here, have some trap disarm toolkits.
I'm shadow problematic. Oh, Anime Boston is this weekend. That's so exciting.
Yeah, it is. Our Aaron, our podcast is there if you want to go wave at the booth. We're not doing a show. I don't think we're doing any panels this time, but we should be there.
Who are you cosplaying as? That is the question. I will go say hi to the hot redhead. That is a great question, isn't it?
The way that the hot redhead could refer to several different people.
Don't want to draw any attention.
Oh
This
no.
tree. Yeah.
Oh no.
Shoot, I didn't realize it was still going. That's okay. Oh, don't walk into it, you idiot.
I think she can walk out. Oh no.
Come on. Baby. Alright, I'm burning, but I got it.
Kira, when you came in here, what did you do that set the traps off? Was it just touching the sarcophagus?
I touched the sarcophagus.
Okay, I'm gonna try. Okay, yep, that button just turns off all the traps.
Sweet.
I just hit it with an arrow.
Can I touch the sarcophagus again?
Keep going.
Not without it being disarmed. Although, now that the trap has gone off, maybe, I think maybe that we hit the button.
Are there other,
Watch how you go.
yeah, let me go around and disarm more things if I can.
I mean,
first, and then it should be okay, just in case it resets them off.
Well, you know what?
I'm next to the button. I
Fine.
can
You
press
don't need
it.
to do anything. You don't need to do anything.
You could touch it. Oh, yay.
I'm already doing it, and I got a nat 20, so you know.
Let's go.
So there was a key, and there was the Watcher's Guide, which is a spear. When the spear misses a target, when you throw it, the wielder's next attack roll that gains that target. Next attack roll against that target gains True Strike, which gives you like advantage on it. Yeah.
Oh, great sword and a ring mail.
It's a heavy armor, not gonna do me any good.
This place wasn't
might
built for
work for
living.
shadow effects, though.
It's a trap. Wonder what it's worth.
You're gonna do Fropey on Saturday, and I don't know who I am on Friday. Well, you could just be cute Friday. Just go and enjoy.
Shadowheart still needs a torch, and
I forget how to put things in someone else's inventory.
Thank you for the watch streak.
well, you can right-click it and just send it to them, or you can, if you're looking at everyone's
got it. Okay,
inventory,
yep.
literally just drag and drop it.
Oh, it's a door.
You do have, when you open your inventory at the top right, there is a lock button. So if you don't want people to be able to add or remove from your inventory, you can lock it. I do not see the point in locking it.
Yeah.
Ash, have a fun arrow.
It's always
thanks.
fun to pick up new stuff from, like, new makeup. And by now, I mean, like, tomorrow. That's a tomorrow problem, exactly. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Ooh, it's still 0.
Yeah, you have to do a certain amount of damage to it. Wait, is it? You can open now?
Your makeup's expired. I know, I feel like some of mine is expired and I really should get rid of it.
I just picked up a key. Why doesn't it work for this door?
Hello, door.
Maybe a door that we're supposed to come out from the other way. I think it is.
Dang.
That's okay. We go this way instead.
Oh gosh, dudes. Just go the long way. Whoa. See, it truly is like I'm playing this for the first time.
Sign of a struggle.
have a terrible memory. You get to do stuff for the first time a lot of times.
Yay. There's a door over there. Oh. My perception is successful.
You perceived a button.
I'm gonna talk to a guy. Not yet.
Well, yeah. We got something.
Oh, there's a chest in here. That needs to be unlocked.
You can smack it.
What? Okay, battle. Oh no, I didn't realize there was one there.
If you hit the tilde key, the one above your tab next to one, it'll highlight like everyone with an outline.
I
You can see
don't have
like,
that
all of
key.
the enemies.
My
You don't have a key to the left of your one?
to the left of my one?
Yeah.
Like the escape key?
No. Oh, you have to have the tilde somewhere on your keyboard.
Nope.
Girl, I can't. These guys, you don't have those? You gotta have those somewhere on your keyboard.
Oh. I actually don't see it. I know that sounds crazy, but I don't know if I have it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ah, yeah, I don't think I have it.
I wonder if you can remap that.
That's okay. I'm just gonna end. I'll get him.
Ah, yes. Highlight characters. You can't remap it. Anyway, it puts a colored outline around everyone so you can actually see the enemies easier and like your allies and stuff. Why did you walk away from me? I wanted to hit you.
What do you mean I missed?
Miss Shadowheart, where are you?
I'm over here.
Oh. Mine's sweet. Bird, yeah, purple. Yeah, mine has little bunnies on it. I'm very cute. Rio, hello, welcome in. How are you? Welcome to my chaos run with Beth and Ash. We are, yeah, just kind of doing whatever. And I haven't played this game in like 2 years, so I'm very excited about it. Let's go. I'm doing good. Just excited to kind of get back into streaming a little bit. And I think this is a really great way to do it. Because I've been playing a lot of like D&D outside, like in my real life. And I've really enjoyed it. And I really do miss this game, so. Very exciting. Oh no, don't hit me with my same thing. I'm not close enough.
He hit you, stop running from me, you stinker. Thank you.
Shadowheart, why are you missing at everything? You're supposed to be good at this.
Come on, Shadowheart.
She has not hit a single thing this entire time.
This is the third time I'm dead. I saved! Woohoo! Just you wait till I level up, everyone. I won't be as squishy. Well, I'll be squishy. I just won't, I won't miss. I will deal more damage and not miss.
Here, I'll
Is
make
it ready?
easier for Shadowheart to hit something.
Okay. Why are the seats glowing?
There's an Ash cast fairy fire.
Oh. Oh, let's go. Oh, a critical miss. Oh, sorry. I apologize. Can't really do much.
Equipment. What equipment am I wearing that's making it? That would be why I can't hit
Hello,
anything.
welcome in.
Oh, I
Oh,
wasn't
you put
wearing
her in-
heavy armor before. Got it.
Oh, did you give her new
I
armor?
didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't realize.
It's okay.
That's okay. That'll help. I can't do anything this term anymore, but it'll help.
Next time, I'll call out who I'm hitting so you don't run towards them back. Question of the day. If you could lend your voice to any video game or anime to be used for voice actor work, what would you choose? Video game wise, since I play it so much, probably Valorant. And anime wise, I would love to be like a anime protagonist of like a romance anime. Like a slice of life or something. Or something like Sakike. That would be kind of fun. I will say, if it's okay with you guys, if I call it here for today. Okay, cool.
I'm talking to the sarcophagus here real quick, but
Okay. I mean, I'll let you
if
guys...
you're not in scene with me, then you can go ahead and wrap up. Like...
Yeah. I'll let you guys carry on for a minute, and then we can wrap up the game after I get off stream. But... Or you guys can do whatever. But thank you for playing with me.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. So yeah, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. We're gonna very quickly get on out of here because I gotta go eat dinner. Video game Kingdom Hearts. Ooh, I really want to play Kingdom Hearts again. I haven't played Kingdom Hearts since I was a kid, so I really want to like play that again. eventually at some point. Promise Neverland, that is a pretty good anime, if I do say so myself. So thank you guys for being here. Let's see what other amazing streamers are live. Frog, hello. How are you? I'm so sorry, we are just now headed out. But next time I plan to get started a little earlier and we will get more through the game. Now that we have like our bearings and everything. So I'm super, super excited about it. My playthroughs with Beth and Ash are always super fun. I'm so sorry, Frog. Let's raid into I'm so sorry. I really have to concentrate on how to spell. Amazing, fantastic. Here are my new raid messages. We got a little bunny raid up in here. And they are playing Pokopia. Yes. Oh my gosh, that's how you say it. I have yet to play the game because I only own a regular Switch. I want to switch to so bad, but let's send all of our love. And I will see you guys sometime next week again for this. I'll be posting in my Discord when I'm gonna be live for it. Here are my socials, and I will see you guys soon. Okay? Frog, I promise to catch you next time. But thank you for dropping in. I appreciate it. And yeah. Bye.